Morning, morning.
Hi, honey. How are you? Can you hear me?
I could hear you.
Awesome. All right, we'll give everybody just some time. Had a lot of good yesterday's call. We're recording. I did, for everybody who's on the call, I did find I got the recording taken care of. I just have to get it in a platform that I can send out. So I need a day. We had a huge email server issue with our company, and it's just been a drama. Like, I've had no email. Jay, say hi to everybody. As Jay's walking by. But anyway, all right, so we are, yeah, so we're getting our emails up and running, and I'll have everything ready to go a little later today. So
Awesomeness.
yeah, so I hope everybody enjoyed yesterday's call. Karen is super psyched about our group. She's all in on coming back on later. So I was thinking that we could get her back on for the 22nd day and the 44th day to do some checks. I thought that would be really beneficial and fun. And then for all the other agents that are on, I did order another box of books. I'm getting a lot of phone calls about late people and wanting to join, and it's absolutely an awesome idea. It doesn't have to get in there, just get them in. And we'll just keep it all going. So, all right, so today, do you have anything that you want to add there, Ms. Vanessa?
No, I said let's get rocking and rolling, man. It's 8:32, and I'm pretty sure everyone wants to kind of get ready to rock. Yesterday, actually, one of our agents did also the lead gen, and 2 new leads from yesterday. So awesome! Congrats to Lee Matthews or Keller Williams. So we're on it, man. I mean, it's definitely going to be a totally new phase for 2019. So I'm super psyched.
Yeah, it's I think it's so important, the lead generation that we do today, tomorrow, the next day, like we talked about yesterday, is going to absolutely set up our first quarter to rock and get us through the holidays strong, because you just never know who is ready. You know, all of a sudden everybody thinks because Thanksgiving and Christmas is coming that people aren't buying or selling homes, and it's just absolutely untrue. Because I mean, I remember the last house I bought, I closed 4 days before Christmas.
Oh yeah.
It wasn't like on my to-do list, but it's just.
And of course, everyone wants to get the homestead exemption in as well, too.
Exactly, exactly. All right, so today is day 2, so we're on the 4 P's of motivation. So I'm going to read a little bit out of our chapter for those of you who have the book who can follow along. There are primarily 4 forces that motivate people to make change, and conveniently, they all happen to begin with the letter P: push, pull, pain, and pleasure. Real estate agents are really change agents. We help people navigate the change of buying and selling a home and the process of moving. These 4 forces can occur in multiple combinations. For example, a push can occur at the same time a circumstance that elicits pain. A push motivator is an event or a factor that is pushing the person to move. Perhaps it's the loss of a job and the move is to economize. Another push example occurs when the next home has already been purchased and the seller doesn't want the expense of 2 mortgages. The client feels the pull when there are circumstances that are pulling them to make a move. The nesting instinct that couples are expecting a child frequency creates a strong pull for purchasing a home. Another pull occurs at the other end of the real estate life cycle, of the empty nester, people in this situation often feel pulled to a new life beyond that of raising a child in a big house. Often this pull occurs around the same time as retirement, when moving to a warmer climate or somewhere with a lower cost of living is tugging at them. Pain often occurs with a life event that is deemed negative, and at the time, such as divorce, death, loss of a job, or financial reversal. And pleasure, in most cases, associated with the joyful lives of events, circumstances such as marriage, welcoming a child, or a new career, or financial abundance. As mentioned, the driving forces almost always occur in some combination. A divorce pushes the family to sell the home, which is painful for everyone. And yet somewhere along the journey, there's the pull of a new life and pleasure of moving on. Awareness is the first step. I found in understanding the 4 Ps as real estate agents, being cognizant of the factors motivating clients to make the move or buy and sell a home is how I can best meet their true needs. On the surface, it may seem as though it's just a financial and legal transaction, yet underneath, there's multiple levels of emotional presence. So understanding the use of the 4 Ps of motivation helps clients navigate through the change. And I think in today's market, I mean, there's a lot of pleasure in buying a home, but there's also a lot of pain. You know, it's never been more difficult to get a mortgage. And by difficult, I don't mean difficult in qualifying necessarily as much as it's just a paperwork nightmare. And ever since the crash, as you know, Vanessa, I mean, the paperwork that's required now to come up with a loan is not pleasant, and it drives people crazy.
Oh, absolutely.
But,
and actually, just to add on that, Melanie, like what we were talking about the other day, and you know, for all of you that don't know me, my name is Vanessa Toro. I'm a colleague of Melanie. We've known each other for years. Also, 20-year veteran in this market. But wanted to share something with all of you, something that we're doing daily that I was commenting to you about, which is the annual mortgage review. And even though, let's say, you know, for you guys who are agents, what I highly recommend, and this really resonates with what we just read, is that every year everyone goes through changes, right? So it could be divorce, it could be you know, the birth of a new child, it could be maybe, you know, retirement, whatever the situation is. But this is why it's so important to have just that touch once a year or maybe twice a year, just like with the financial planner, right? Because it's a real estate portfolio and it's actually one of our biggest debts. So it would be awesome to, you know, allocate 30 minutes, you know, and this is where the lead gen goes really deep. Look at your current database, look who have you haven't talked to in the last couple of years, and send, I don't know if you guys are working with BombBomb, something that we did is that we sent the BombBomb to all of our clients, letting them know that we were going to do annual mortgage reviews. And it's a great opportunity just to reconnect with them, kind of give them also a little bit of feedback of what's happening in the market. And also from your behalf as an agent is that you bring so much value in regards to, you know, where do they stand with their net worth, right? Because it's part of their financial portfolio. Just a quick story. You know, we actually did one probably a month ago for one of our clients, Patrick Butler, and he's like, Vanessa, I don't know if I should refinance. You know, the house is getting really small on us. I'm like, well, if that's the case, well, of course, a refinance won't work. So I jumped on the call with my referring agent. They met actually that same week. He listed the property at 270, and now he just got under contract for a new property at 458. So this is just the power of having that deep conversation. And even if it's just a point of, hey, you know, just checking in to see how you're doing, it can also result into new business and helping a family, you know, just further their goals. So just wanted to share that with you guys and how you can coincide that annual review with your clients as well and bring value.
Right, which also brings up expanding your base on your social media networks. So when you see mutual friends, acquaintances, that everybody sees everybody's business on Facebook. I mean, we all post the best version or the worst versions of what it is we want everybody to see. So those are the types of things in your sphere that you should pay attention to. You know, who's talking about, it's terrible to say, but who's talking about divorce? Who's talking about marriage? Who's talking about adding a child? You know, or a birth that's coming, or going off to college. All of those elements are going to lead to you starting a conversation and developing a lead. And it's not just you, Vanessa, hey, you know, do you have any need that you're upgrading, downgrading, or whatever? It's never like, it doesn't stop with Vanessa. It doesn't stop with the person you're talking to. It's who's the next person? You know, who do you know? Who do you know that's buying or selling? Who do you know that's thinking about buying or selling? I'm sure every single person, myself included, and Vanessa, can have a situation where you're like, oh, I didn't know that they were buying or selling, or like I just met a lady yesterday. I wish I would have had your information a week ago. And we all have those situations where a friend of a friend, it's like, oh, I didn't know you were in real estate. The very first thing I would challenge everybody on this call to do is please update your Facebook. I can't tell you, with Signature Agents, I love all of you to death, but half of you I don't friend on Facebook because I can't figure out if you're a signature agent. I mean, just put that you're a realtor. That in itself is super powerful, Because
Absolutely.
how does anybody know that you're selling real estate if we can't identify you as an agent? I mean, I think that in itself, you'd be surprised what that'll do to lead generation within your social sphere, because we all have an extended 300-400 friends we didn't even know about. And again, it's not that specific sphere, it's the sphere that they're connected to. And it's like, hey, did you know Mulaney was in mortgages? I have a loan that's closing next month that was a friend from 20 years ago who found my profile crazily on LinkedIn, and she's like, hey, are you doing mortgages? Yes, I am, because she saw my profile.
Right.
So, I mean, that's a commission, that's a lead. That's not anything I went out and got. That's just making sure my contact information is on Facebook and in my social spheres correctly. And then I do have some scripts that I can send out to everybody that are for Facebook. So it's like, you know, the embarrassing things like, hey, I hate it when I haven't connected with my friend on Facebook in so long, or we've just not connected, or whatever it is. It's all excuses just to reconnect. So I can get those out later on today as well to everybody to help.
Oh, Melanie, I wanted to share something with you yesterday after our call. I know that Karen said to try to do maybe like 5 a day.
Yep.
There is a calculator actually where you take your database and also your current clients, where it kind of defines, okay, what income level you want to reach. And it breaks it down to exactly how many people you have to call a day. So if you guys want me to share that, I'll go ahead and post that in the chat. I think it's super helpful. Like, I think mine was like 7 past clients and 6 of my also referring agents. So if that's helpful for everyone, I'll go ahead and get that done.
Yeah, I would challenge everybody today, update your Facebook profiles or your social media. Make sure it identifies you as a realtor in some fashion, number one. And then I would challenge everybody today to set their reminder or something, calendar reminder, blast reminder, something that you won't ignore, whatever it is, email, text message, whatever it is, and that you do one, just start with one lead generation attempt today. Just start with one, and then we'll just keep building on it because you'll build your confidence.
Right.
So I promise I'm going to keep these calls short. So we're at
Good.
and
12
then, like
minutes.
I said, we'll get the everything's always going to be recorded. I just got to figure out getting it all done. We had serious, like I said, email issues earlier, and they're being solved. So with that said, I'm going to bid everybody a farewell. Do you have anything else you want to add, Vanessa?
No. Rock it, man. Make it a great day.
Yes. And then again, for anybody that's on, if we're not connected on Facebook, send myself or Vanessa a friend request so we can make sure you're in the 66-day lead challenge group, because that's where we're going to keep adding documents. It's the easiest place. And any additional information or anything that we think is just helpful for you all, we will keep posting it in there. All right.
Awesomeness.
Awesome.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
And pull
Have a great day.
Go find
Bye.
a friend and pull them in.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.